Hello, I am Jan from Prague, the Czech Republic, and today we are testing the telephoto lenses on the iPhone 17 Pro, 16 Pro and 15 Pro side by side. Why? Many of you have asked if it's worth upgrading this year, and the telephoto lens on the 17 Pro has gone through a major change. 48 megapixels instead of 12, starts at 4 times zoom instead of 5 times, but offers 8 times zoom with, as Apple puts it, optical quality. Let's see how it performs. Why am I doing this test? Because the telephoto lens changes really grabbed my attention, maybe more than anything else. What really matters? 48 megapixels on the sensor actually means that it's a huge leap forward compared to iPhone 16 Pro. Also, the size of the sensor is really much larger. It's 56% larger and it's official Apple's number, so we can really trust it. We have only 4 times optical zoom here, but 8 times means that you crop the huge sensor and still keep what Apple calls optical quality. So we can go from ultra wide lens to main sensor with 24mm, and here is the telephoto lens, and it has 100mm and 4 times zoom. If you go to 8 times, you got 200mm, and this is what Apple still calls optical quality, meaning that you don't get all these 48 megapixels, but you still have 12, and the quality is still optical. It's not a digital zoom. Also, you can zoom up to 40, which obviously is a digital zoom and the quality goes down, but it's still worth experimenting with this. One more example, ultra wide, and we are going there and there. So this is 4 times, 8 times, and I mean, this is 40 times. And again, it's a little bit weird because it's so big distance and you can still get these details. So it's really amazing. If we now want to test it, here is the table once more. Key difference is that the sensor is really huge in terms of size and megapixels. So if we zoom with iPhone 17 Pro, here is what we get. We can go up to 40 times zoom. On 16 Pro, we can go up to 25, and of course on the iPhone 15 Pro, we can go only up to 15. So how does this translate into real life? So this is 4 times, 8 times and 40 times, and this is even 40 times when we crop it, which matters if we compare it to 16. So again, this is 5 times zoom, this is 10 times zoom, and the maximum, which is 25 times zoom, and we can still crop it as well. And if we compare it, you can immediately see one of the key findings of this test, that the 17 Pro has really much better results. I mean, much better sounds maybe too harsh, but still you can clearly see that in the case of 17 Pro, you can see the details of the roof. On the 16 Pro, which I really like, obviously the details are not that well processed. So clearly the winner would be 17 Pro here. And do not forget 15 Pro, of course, it's one of my favorite iPhones of all times. But yes, it has its limits now, so that would be the same crop. And once more, 15, 16, 17, and well, yes, of course, the 15 Pro doesn't get us the level of details because it simply can't. It has only 3 times zoom and 12 megapixels. So that is one of the conclusions, that yes, of course, the 17 Pro gets us more details. The same here on the Old Town Square. Again, we can zoom up to here. So this is 17 Pro, 40 times zoom. The same crop would be here. So this is 16 and 17. The photo from 16 Pro might seem to be sharper, and it's still pretty good result, I have to say, better than in the case of the Cathedral. But from the photography point of view, you can see that this is slightly more over-processed. These data here from 17 Pro are still open to editing, still open to many photography tricks. Let's see 15 Pro. So this is 15, 16, 17. Of course, the 17 Pro is the winner. And just for the reference, the comparison from the last shooting, 15 Pro, 16 Pro, 17 Pro. So clearly, in this case, it's much more visible than in the case of this shot. And now I'm going to tell you a secret. I would have switched to 17 Pro even if I wouldn't be pleased with the results of the test, which I am, because of the change from 5 times to 4 times zoom. I'll explain. I really loved iPhone 15 Pro because it has 77 millimeters, which is roughly what professional photographers are using for portraits. You can see it's 85, it used to be 77. If you want to take shots like that, this is from Fujifilm on a prime lens. All these photos were shot with something around 77 millimeters or 80 millimeters. So that is explanation why I never really liked the 5 times zoom on 16 Pro, and I was really pleased that at least, it's not 77, but at least it's 100, which is, to put it simple, again, much more friendly in the hands of, well, professional or simply experienced photographers. So that is the reason why I would go for 17 Pro anyway. And one more test, which I think is quite interesting. You already know the trick. It's 48 megapixels. If you crop it, you still have 12 megapixels of optical quality, or well, it's not a digital zoom, that's true. And the question is it just a crop, or is iPhone able to do some of its famous magic with it? And let's see. First, let's try it with a sort of default setting, and it's again important to mention that you are able to shoot at 24 megapixels, or you can turn on 48. So these are results with 24. I have 2 frames from 100 and 200 for 4 times zoom and 8 times zoom. If I now go into details, you suddenly see what I want you to see. These details from the 4 times zoom. The quality is clearly lower than from the 8 times zoom. Again, it does make sense, of course, because we know that iPhone is cropping from 48 megapixels, but I just wanted to check it. And if we turn on 48, difference is not that clearly visible, but it's still there. And this is quite important. It's a detail, but important detail, that yes, the iPhone is clearly doing some magic behind the curtain. So it's not that it crops everything from the main sensor and that's it. No, the results are simply better from the 8 times zoom. A summary in one sentence: yes, I really believe that the telephoto lens upgrade is important. It really brings you new options for better photos. Thank you so much. I am Jan from Prague, the Czech Republic.